referee, Monsieur Gilbert Chevrier from Avignon, in his first international appearance. And it will be Scotland to start this game. And what a tough opener it is for them in the championship this year. Quite a wind blowing behind the backs of Scotland in this first half as they play from left to right. The whistle goes and Andy Irvine sets the game in motion. Kicks it long to force the dropout. O'Donnell, the player who's playing in his first championship game after those two brilliant test appearances last summer in Australia. And here's another great new find too, restarting there, Ollie Campbell. Knock on in the opening moments and the first scrummage, and of course question marks over the performance of Ireland's pack raised after the way they were subdued at Twickenham, and Scotland with a completely new outfit. First put in by Roy Laidlaw. Rutherford, O'Donnell caught inside the 22. Tremendous fire and fury by Scotland, which brings them a penalty in this opening minute in front of the Irish posts, with Ireland going over the ball. And it was Mike Biggar there, number 6, the Scottish captain, who had a great part in that so quickly to the breakdown. And what a simple attempt for Andy Irvine and for Scotland in these opening moments. From behind the goal then that Ireland defend, Andy Irvine straight head on to the posts, bidding for his 150th point in international rugby. And he's seldom had an easier opportunity than this. No mistake. What a start for Scotland. So in his 34th international, Andy Irvine gives Scotland just the start they must have dreamed of. New international pairing at the base of the Scottish scrummage in Roy Laidlaw and John Rutherford, but familiar partners for the south of Scotland. A line out just inside the Scottish half. Beattie got the first touch, but it wasn't cleanly back first time. Whistle goes, ball not coming cleanly back. Roy Laidlaw with the scrummage feed in his first international. Little individual battle there between Patterson and Laidlaw on that far side of the scrummage. Laidlaw to Rutherford. Again, Slattery in, close to being a bit late with that one. Donnell safely took it well. It was a difficult ball as Bruce Hay came galloping through onto him. That's Rodney O'Donnell, the 23-year-old from St Mary's College. Forced, though, under pressure to put it out on the full, so it's a Scotland ball in the line-out, just about 5 metres from the Irish 22. Number 8 there for Scotland is John Beattie at the back. Behind him, Alex Brewster. That's Laidlaw stealing the ball. Set back to Colin Deans. Rutherford, good break. Rutherford with support from Rennick. Outside break from him, he's support beyond. Can Johnston control it? He's got it. What a try by Scotland. David Johnston with a fine finish to a superbly worked try, which stemmed from the great work by Roy Laidlaw. Now, he fed to Rutherford, who made the initial break. Rennick at pace, the Rennick of old that we love to see. And there, Johnson couldn't get the pass, but kept his head, kicked it through and touched it down for the try. So a 7-point lead for Scotland with just 7 minutes played. And Irvine with the conversion attempt to come. That really has stung Ireland. No mistake with the kick either by Irvine. So what a challenge Scotland have thrown down to Ireland now, here at Lansdowne Road. So there's the man who won his first cap some 4 years ago against Australia, and then was recalled during Ireland's tour of Australia last summer for 2 more caps against Australia. This is his first championship season. Line out just beyond Ireland's 10-metre line. Clear gap down the middle. Down from Gray, good outside hand palm, but it's rather loose. Laidlaw having to take half the Irish pack with him. It was well flipped up to Rutherford, Rennick, Johnston, Irvine in the line. Gets the tackle from Johnny Maloney. Scotland there, but so were Ireland in force. Now it's Patterson sniping on the narrow side. Back races Steve Munro, the new cap. Munro having to take the ball over his own goal line to concede the 5-metre scrummage. That was Steve Munro in his first international, the 21-year-old from Ayr. And almost an impossible situation for him then, and he did keep his head and cleared the immediate danger, but in so doing conceded the 5-metre scrummage put into Ireland. Patterson, Campbell, McKibben couldn't hold it. Knock on, referee waits for advantage to Scotland, there's none. So about 15 metres out from the Scottish goal line. Laidlaw, see how far Slattery was away, and I think Laidlaw checked then deliberately, seeing his path was blocked. Laidlaw having to take quite a lot of punishment. Down goes Ian Milne, and an individual bust up between Beattie and Slattery. No matter, as Philall goes to the line, held up a metre out. It's loose, Ireland have it. Right on the Scottish goal line, it's back to Campbell. Here goes Spring. Spring inside to Maloney. Panic stations in the Scottish defence, but Ireland perhaps losing their cool as well with the line open to them. Eventually Laidlaw. The referee looks to the touch judge, who put his flag up, took it down. Monsieur Francis Palmade, I think, may have misjudged then the fact that O'Donnell was in touch but was not in possession of the ball. Here was the pressure that Laidlaw had to survive. Exactly midway through this first half, 9 points to 0, Scotland's lead. That was down from O'Driscoll, Patterson to Campbell. High one for McNaughton and McKibben to chase. Irvine underneath, 5 metres out. Stood firm but is swallowed up by the Irish pack. And referee Chevrier gives a penalty for not releasing. Well, always a difficult decision to judge from this distance. Irvine, I think, claiming to have called a mark. And the way he was buried, it's hard to envisage that he could have released the ball. And still, Irvine protests to referee Chevrier that he had called the mark. But the referee closer than any of us, and a penalty it is to Ireland in front of the Scottish posts. So Campbell, with his 4th attempt, can he make it 3 points at last? At last he does. At last the resounding cheers from the home supporters. And Ireland open their account 21.5 minutes into this first half. Now trail by 6 points. Irvine restarts. Straight to O'Donnell, who lets it run dead. Scotland with 9 of the side that played New Zealand. Now with John Beattie, a good drive. 15 metres out to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson held 4 or 5 metres from the Irish line. Moss Keane in there to try and wrestle it back. He does so well, and Patterson clears equally well. There's Colin Patterson, who is in the near future to be married. This 24-year-old from the Instonians and Ulster. And real pressure then on the Irish goal line through the big men in the Scottish pack. John Beattie first, then Bill Cuthbertson. That's about 10 metres out. Gray, Laidlaw, Rutherford, Rennick, the switch to Bruce Hay. The covering was by Slattery, but still Hay made it available. On from Rennick to Johnston there at the bottom of that pile-up. Still within the Irish 22. And the ball not emerging from that pile-up, but Scotland, the attacking side, get the advantage of the put-in. There's Mick Fitzpatrick on the far side, Kieran Fitzgerald-Philor. Fitzpatrick, who came in for Jerry McLaughlin after the disappointments in the Irish front row against England a fortnight ago. It's Scotland now. Switch of direction by Rutherford, back to his pack. Cuthbertson sets it up. Rolling maul, taken on by Milne. Laidlaw, Rennick, chance here for Irvine to race through with Munro. Can Munro get a debut try? He couldn't drop on it, he had it over the line. And it was so close. Johnny Maloney just got back. Campbell wastes no time to restart. Scotland so close. Back races Rutherford to his own 22 now. And taking no chances. Ireland's throw-in, 6 metres outside Scotland's 22. Good jump by Spring at the tail of the line. And Scotland have come up offside in the backs to concede a penalty that surely gives Campbell a straightforward chance to pull back 3 more points and bring Ireland within 3 points of the Scotland total. So this prolific place kicker at fly half, Campbell, with an important one, and he seems to have found his kicking boots now. 30 minutes played of this first half. Campbell, almost inevitably with that one, makes it just a 3-point deficit now that Ireland face. Into injury time now at the end of this first half. Patterson did well to get out of Mike Biggar's way then. Oh, what a break! Patterson, field open before him, but he didn't really have the pace as McNaughton came back with David Johnston to save the day. Tremendous run that by Colin Patterson. A little more pace and he might have got completely clear. Ireland take the short, quick line out. Campbell now, weaving his way through the Scottish pack. Has support from Spring. Boss Keane for the corner. Can he make it? Yes, he can. Moss Keane's first try in international rugby, and what a sensational way to come. It has brought Lansdowne Road alight. It has taken Ireland into the lead. Virtually, I would think, on the stroke of half-time. We've played 2 minutes of injury time, and Ireland, for the first time, have got their noses in front like this. Campbell's brilliant run, Donald Spring to Moss Keane, and Keane over in the corner. What a try by the Munsterman. 10-9, Ireland ahead, after being 9 points down within 7 minutes of the start. Penalty to Ireland from the set piece for lowering that scrummage. Well, what a turnabout this first half has seen. 5 minutes and a half played of injury time now. Safely into touch, the final kick of a thoroughly exciting first half, in which Scotland started off in such a formidable style, with Irvine kicking a penalty after just 2 minutes, and then a great try created by Rennick and Rutherford for Johnston, before Moss Keane came back after 2 Campbell penalties to get the try in the corner there that sees Ireland 10 points to 9 ahead at half-time. Ireland then to start the second half through Ollie Campbell. Campbell, who's as yet had a mixed day with his kicking. Kicks deep into the Scottish 22. Laidlaw gathers, a little shakily. Safe clearance. So the 1 point lead to Ireland 15 minutes into the second half. Line out on Ireland's 10-metre line. Back to Patterson, Campbell. That's well angled. Judged to a tee. It was an enormous kick of a good 60 metres, lifted over the whole of the Scottish defence and dropping just about half a metre from the touchline. So Scotland back towards their own 22. David Gray, anxious looks on the Scottish players' faces, as well there might be. Ireland attacking, Slattery gathers it off the deck, drives forward. Pugnacious character this is, so much fire and vim. It comes back to Patterson. Patterson with Kennedy. Kennedy for the corner, and it's a try to Ireland. Patterson, really the hero again, and Lansdowne Road once again rise as one to their feet to salute the Irish effort. Terry Kennedy the scorer, and let's see how it came. It was Slattery that led that drive that made the possession available inside the Scottish 22. Here's Patterson. Now watch the incisiveness of this run, the timing of the pass, and Terry Kennedy into the corner. Campbell, half a metre in from touch, has struck that perfectly. What a kick. And a crucial kick it may prove to be, because that takes Ireland 2 scores ahead of Scotland. It's all coming good for Ireland now. 16 points to 9, 17 minutes played of the second half. Colin Patterson having a wonderful game at the base of this Irish line-out. Former product of Bristol University, he did represent English universities and British universities before becoming an Ulster player. Halfway line, spring the palm, the peel by Philor. Back to Patterson, Campbell, and the Irish pack beginning to win plenty of clean ball now. Slattery in first, back from Moskeen, Patterson, Campbell again. Irvine waits. Kick and chase. O'Donnell, again safe as houses. That's a testing ball. Bruce Hay, not equal to it. And Brewster's offside. The ball coming off Bruce Hay as he covered, coming forward, and played by Alex Brewster in an offside position. And now a chance for Ollie Campbell to increase the 7-point lead to 10. 30 metres out. The cheers say it all. "11 points for Ollie Campbell in this match, 19 now to Ireland." And Campbell hoists his tally in his last 4 internationals, including this one, to 47 points. "22 minutes into the second half, and a daunting prospect now facing Scotland. Campbell, charged down ball by Colin Deans. Fast, mobile indeed is that man, Colin Deans, the Hoyk hooker. Forcing the line out then inside the Irish 22. Jim Glennon up front alongside David Gray. Glennon, first touch, but it's Deans regathering. And the referee, I think, giving a scrummage for the knock-on by Jim Glennon. Scrummage about 18 metres out, and Scotland must score now to get back into this match and still keep their chances alive. Beattie breaks off. It's coming back. Laidlaw to Rutherford. Dummies with Rennick. Switch to Johnston. Johnston no way through there as Fitzgerald brings him down. But again, Laidlaw, Rutherford, Rennick. Bruce Hay from the left wing. Irvine now. And that, I think, was O'Donnell getting in the way. Timing his challenge just right, with the possible overlap to Steve Munro being created. in the Scottish three-quarter line, with Hay in from the left wing, Irvine up from full-back, and still Munro on the outside. The chip through, though, blocked by Rodney O'Donnell, the full-back, just inside Ireland's half. 9 of the Irish side that beat Scotland here 2 years ago, 12 points to 9. But that's not one of the players. Campbell, Irvine, regathered it all right. O'Donnell races up from full-back, angled for the corner. That is some kick. Well, the man who had such an outstanding Australian tour, who many were surprised to find not in Ireland's side at Twickenham a fortnight ago, certainly proving his worth today. Terry Kennedy waits. The line out just those 3 or 4 metres from the Scottish line. Desperate situation again for Scotland. Loose tap down. Laidlaw goes down, the ball loose. But Laidlaw adjudged to have got there first, but gives away the put into Ireland at the 5-metre scrummage. And it would seem that Scotland's problems of clean line-out ball are still there. Patterson's put in. Scotland collapsing beneath the pressure of the Irish surge. Donald Spring, I think, going to gather the ball in. It's there. Good work by Fitzpatrick too. Number 3, you can see him. Moss Keane. Fly hack through. Anyone's ball. McKibben has it. 10 metres out. And Patterson, so anxious, pointing to the ball. It's there again. Fitzgerald driving in, trying to work it back, but not in time to beat the whistle. Still, it's another Irish put in. And Scotland beginning to sag under this onslaught. But Scotland being really extended in the forward battle. There's the controlled scrummage again, channeled by Spring. Campbell attempts the drop goal and makes no mistake, that surely clinches it. 14 points for Ollie Campbell, 22 now for Ireland. And what a recovery from the disasters of Twickenham this has been. Ollie Campbell takes his personal tally of points in just the last 4 internationals of his renewed international career to a tally of 50 points. The crowd chant, "We want more." Well, there's 3 minutes to go, plus injury time. Spring for Ireland has had a happy recall as well to Irish colours today, playing in only his 4th international, but coincidentally his 3rd time against Scotland. So this 90th international between Ireland and Scotland draws to a close. And Ireland about to pull back one in the overall tally, which sees Scotland ahead 45-40. Penalty side against Ireland. And again, Scotland poised to run this one. Deans and Burnett standing off from Laidlaw. Variation of the move. Brewster on the burst, 10 metres out. Back to Laidlaw cleanly. Rutherford now with Hay outside, good outside run. Hay inside, held 5 metres short of the Irish line. Still some Scottish fight left. Laidlaw has a go himself, almost through, a metre out, held up. Laidlaw looks again to find the ball. It's Moss Keane, almost nonchalantly backward-handed, away by Patterson. And you can almost smell the relief of the crowd with that coolly cleared ball there by Keane and Patterson together. 2.5 minutes of injury time. And Ireland just happy to play out these final moments. Happy in a margin of 13 points ahead. Glennon at the front. Back to Patterson again. Intent to play up the touchline. The referee takes first look at his watch. Still at the tail of the line, Fergus Slattery and Colin Patterson there, urging a final effort from Ireland. Away from Patterson once more. Butts the pick up by John Beattie, the new cap at number 8 for Scotland, followed on by David Gray with that 18 stones behind him. Held up on the Irish 22, and a penalty to Scotland. A lot of youngsters, I think, thinking that's the final whistle, make an early charge onto the pitch, but still play goes on. Brewster now for Scotland from the tap penalty by Laidlaw, held up 12 metres out. But again, the loose ball goes to an Irish hand. No, it's back now to Laidlaw. Rutherford, Johnston through his second try. And certainly some compensation for Scotland's efforts in these dying moments. That's the 4th minute of injury time. And a day at any rate that David Johnston can remember for 2 tries in only his 2nd international, the 21-year-old centre from Watsonians. But it was all too late, but still brings greater respectability to Scotland's scoreline. Irvine adds the 2 points for the conversion to make it 15 points to Scotland, but the final whistle goes for an Irish victory in the end of 22 points to 15. A game of tremendously changing fortunes.